This is from the Pew Research Center, Hat Tip Free Republic. The Hispanic vote in presidential elections, 1980 to 2012. And by the way, my Hispanic friends, this is no slight. I'm Jewish. 69% of the Jewish vote went for Obama. Drives me nuts. But that's a fact. And so I'm dealing with facts. And as a matter of fact, let me put it to you this way, to make a parallel. Did it make any difference at all what Obama's position has been on Israel? He hates Israel. He hates Israel. And I've said it over and over again. He still got 69% of the Jewish vote. You want to know why? Because they weren't voting over Israel. They think it's in their best interest to vote for Obama. Just like Hispanics think it's in their best interest to vote for Obama. Not about amnesty. And I'm going to prove it to you right here. Pew Research Center, the Hispanic vote, presidential elections. You ready? 1980. Jimmy Carter got 56% of the Hispanic vote. Ronald Reagan got 35%. That's a differential of 21% for Jimmy Carter. 1984, Walter Mondale got 61% of the Hispanic vote. Ronald Reagan, 37%. Now, Reagan had two massive landslides. But overwhelmingly, Hispanics voted for the Democrat. That's a 24% differential. Now, in 1986, Reagan signs Simpson-Mazzoli, which gives amnesty to about 3 million illegal aliens. Amnesty to about 3 million illegal aliens, the overwhelming number of whom are Hispanic. So what happened in the next election, 1988? Michael Dukakis against George H.W. Bush. Reagan's vice president. Dukakis gets 69% of the Hispanic vote. Bush 41 gets 30% of the Hispanic vote, a 39% differential, 2 years after Reagan signed amnesty. 1992, Bill Clinton gets 61% of the Hispanic vote, George H.W. Bush 25%. A 36% differential. Massive majorities for the Democrat, no matter who's running. Bill Clinton in 1996 got 72% of the Hispanic vote, more than Barack Obama got. Bob Dole got 21%, a 51% advantage. Bob Dole didn't change his tone or say anything nasty or raise his voice over immigration. And he got blown away. Al Gore got 62% of the Hispanic vote. In 2000, George W. Bush, 35%. 2004, John Kerry got 58% of the Hispanic vote. George W. Bush got 40%. Notice how they keep saying 44%? George W. Bush lost the Hispanic vote to John Kerry by 18%, and it was Bush who kept pushing comprehensive immigration reform. Has nothing to do with it. I'll be right back. So, folks, you know what amnesty is? It's another big government program. It's what it is, another big government program. It's another utopian ruse. The welfare state won't change. It'll get bigger. The financial burdens won't get less. They'll get bigger. They won't secure the border. Why should they? Desire for more and more, the world's poorest. To breach the border will become even more intense. Because the people sneaking across the border, they're not wealthy foreigners, they're not businessmen and businesswomen, they're poor people. And when you have a massive welfare state, in which the President of the United States is constantly looking for ways to encourage people to join the party, the political party and the party with our money, they're not going to tighten things up. And amnesty leads to citizenship. So I would like to ask Charles Krauthammer and the other Fox folks, citizenship. How are you going to stop that? I can hear the Supreme Court, after Obama's loaded it up with left-wing kooks. You can't have two types of people in this country. People with amnesty who are still hiding in the shadows, even though they have amnesty, and citizenship. Can't have those two. You have amnesty, you're a citizen. Oh, you don't think that can happen? Trust me, it can happen. And then what happens when that happens? Chain migration. Are they going to end chain migration? You know what chain migration is. That was instituted in 1965. Chain migration. You can bring in your parents, your spouse, your siblings, your uncles, your aunts, and your cousins. So what does, there's no end to it, which is exactly why the libs push it, and the Republicans simply do not have the courage to do the right thing. So amnesty is nothing more than another massive government program. And the point is, these open borders and amnesty, they're going to balkanize the nation because we do not assimilate anymore. There's no effort to enforce English as the official language. In fact, it's poo-pooed. Hey, what are you talking about? This is how utopian statism works, the importation of aliens, convert them into citizens and voters, and control the outcome of elections. For the last 32 years, since 1980, I've looked at this carefully. No Democrat has received less than 56% of the Hispanic vote, and no Republican has received more than 40% of the Hispanic vote. Doesn't matter what their positions have been on amnesty. You look at 2008, Obama got 67% of the Hispanic vote, John McCain 31%. John McCain was Mr. Amnesty. Republicans are clueless about the consequences, or worse, they're reckless in accepting them. They always fear returning to first principles, no matter what the left proposes, no matter the big government program. They're timid and they're fearful. But folks, governing without advancing first principles is surrendering to statism. You look at every front now. Where are the Republicans? What do the Republicans stand for? Health care. They've surrendered. Taxes. They're about to surrender. Amnesty. They're surrendering. What good are these people?